Hi guys. So Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, released this tweet, and in the tweet she released a press statement regarding contingency for a no-deal Brexit. Now it's important to remember that a trade deal is one thing. Contingency in order to avoid or mitigate damage of a no-deal Brexit is another thing. So in the tweet she says, negotiations are still ongoing, but the end of the transition is near. There is no guarantee that if and when an agreement is found, it can enter into force on time. We have to be prepared, including for not having a deal in place on the 1st of January. Today, we present contingency measures. So what she's doing here is she's advising members of the European Union to prepare for a no-deal Brexit and to work with the UK in order to mitigate, to reduce disruption. Now, once again, and I said before on this channel, the relationship with the UK, between the UK and the EU, will not end at the end of this year. I know Brexiteers want a complete break. They don't want to even hear about the European Union after the end of this year. But because we're so interconnected, because we're so close geographically, it's important that we try to mitigate the damage. So what she's saying here is she gives some examples or these core issues. Basic air connectivity, a proposal for a regulation to ensure the provision of certain air services between the UK and the EU for 6 months, provided the UK ensures the same. So she's saying, we need to work with the with the UK and provide basic air connectivity for at least 6 months until we can sort out a trade deal or some sort of deal after, because it's not going to happen in time. Aviation safety, which is of course very important, a proposal for a regulation ensuring that various safety certificates and products can continue to be used in the EU aircraft without disruption, therefore avoiding grounding of EU aircraft. This was part of Project Fear that Brexiteers had liked to describe as the idea that aircraft could be grounded because of certifications. Now, there are European certifications, there are UK certifications. After the 1st of January, it's not clear whether they will be compatible. And if they're not, that means that aircraft may not be able to land because they don't have the correct certification. Basic road connectivity, a proposal for a regulation covering basic connectivity with regard to both road freight and road passenger transport for 6 months, provided the UK assures the same for EU hauliers. So once again, we don't want massive tailbacks. We want a contingency at least to get us over the worst part of January. And then of course fisheries, a proposal for a regulation to create the appropriate legal framework until the 31st of December 2021, so for another year, or until a fisheries agreement with the UK has been concluded, whatever date is earlier, to continue reciprocal access by EU and UK vessels to each other's water until the 31st of December 2020, in order to guarantee the sustainability of fisheries and in the light of the importance of fisheries for the economic livelihood of many communities, it is necessary to facilitate the procedure of authorization of fishing vessels. So once again, this is about preparing for January the 1st, avoiding the damage of a no-deal Brexit. And once again, as I said in the past, on numerous occasions on this channel, the relationship between the UK and the EU does not completely end with Brexit. Because the UK and the EU are neighbours, because we are so interconnected, it's important that we understand that, going forward, we will have a relationship. Brexiteers, I know some Brexiteers want just to completely cut ties completely, want to create some sort of hermit nation, turn the UK into a hermit nation where they have no access to the outside, no communication or access to the outside world. But most people don't want that. Most people understand you can't live like that in the 21st century. Some Brexiteers want to turn the UK into a European North Korea. Most people don't want to do that, and I'm pretty sure the UK government doesn't want to do that. But a no-deal Brexit is the likely outcome now, and it's important that we work together to mitigate the damage of a no-deal Brexit. Brexit has happened. The UK has left the European Union. That's not change. That's not being changed. That's not That's not going to change. What we need to do now is understand that a no-deal Brexit is going to be extremely damaging to both sides, and we try to mitigate the damage of that. Work together to reduce the impact it will have on businesses and ordinary people. I hope we don't need to implement this. I hope that both sides can come to an agreement, but unfortunately, I don't think it's the likely scenario at this moment. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?